Good morning. Here's a look at storm reports over the past 24 hours from this really large weather system that's come from the Midwest. In fact, as it moved through the area, there was even blizzard warnings off to the far west. But of course, our attention was in central Illinois. That's where I was saying was the hotbed for possible tornadic development. And that's exactly what we ended up seeing. Some tornado reports and funnel cloud reports in central Illinois that will be investigated from the National Weather Service today. Those lines of storms eventually pushed into our direction late last night. And as I was expecting them to weaken, they did, but we still have some isolated damage that we're continuing to investigate this morning. As I mentioned, things pretty isolated in nature. Some power outages in Steuben County, DeKalb County, where even some power poles were snapped. Lightning hit one of those poles. About 600 people were without power in Auburn. Then you get a little bit closer to Huntington, a couple of isolated wind reports, and specifically closer to Silver Lake and Claypool in southern Kosciuszko County. That's where also some wind damage is being reported and something that will be investigated throughout the day today as well. Here's a look at what used to be the line of showers and storms. It's continuing to push out, and cold air is coming in behind it. First day of spring today. And we're not talking about the storms anymore. We're talking about the cold. But as you head out the door this morning, if you see any damage in your area, please feel free to send it in. Facebook, email, however you get a hold of us, as we'd like to not only keep a track of that ourselves, but also share that with our colleagues at the National Weather Service. Here's a look at the cold air coming in. Day one of spring, and we have that mix of rain and snow. Snowflakes are melting as they're falling, so I'm not expecting accumulation, but nonetheless, it really just goes to show the much colder air well above us. Temperatures at the surface should be above freezing. That's why I'm not expecting us to see icy conditions or anything like that. And more so, I think a lot of that rain will be mixing in with the snow, not causing any major issues, and will dry out for tonight. In terms of snow accumulation, nothing to show on the local map, although a trace is possible closer to Lake Michigan, that lake helping to enhance things a little bit more. Perhaps on grassy surfaces, we might see a little bit of slush out there. But again, here, not going to be the case. Temperatures are actively falling. We're down to 43 in Fort Wayne, mid-40s in Northwest Ohio, which is the warmest spot on the map. And now we're down into the 30s, Kosciuszko County and Wabash County this morning. We'll continue to fall throughout the day today with a little bit of recovery into the low 40s by this afternoon. But the wind chills are what we've got to talk about in terms of how it feels today, because it's only going to be feeling like the 20s. Pack those coats for the kids. The morning temperature is what's deceiving. Once we go into the afternoon and evening, which is usually when we hit our average high temperature, we'll only be up to 41 degrees, which is why I put that number as our high today, even though we've already hit it past midnight. But that doesn't do us a lot of good. Tomorrow, we're in the 50s, warmest day of the week, sunshine to start things out, not bad on Friday, and then we're in the 40s for the weekend. We do have a weak chance to see a stray rain shower Friday night. Better chances for rain Sunday into Monday. And then next week, we're really locking in with this pattern of the 40s, and it's not going to budge for just a little bit of time.
All right, Liz, thanks so much.